that's how important this is getting to the big-time stage of the season. First time on the MCG this year for Greater Western Sydney. A man who's headed for all Australian honours this year in the ruck to lead. The Mumford up against Wicks with no Grundy in. Straight down to Pendlebury. Gets the kick to half forward. Elliott, who's been in hot form. That's the kick away. Cameron gets back in defence and crunched in a marking contest, we thought. And a big pack around it already.
Just saw one of those key early matchups. Heath Shaw on Jamie Elliott. That is going to be one to watch, former teammates.
Witts wins that palm down. Cornelio caught in the congestion. And there's a lot of players around it early. That means plenty of space if they can get it out.
We've got Nathan Brown on Jeremy Cameron and Jack Frost on McCarthy. So it's a pretty good matchup because Nathan Brown's really good at keeping players up the ground. We know Cameron's strength is to try and turn his defender.
See how many third man ups there are today as well. Scully goes back to go forward. Little bump on Haynes' kick. There's Brown on cue. Takes it to the boundary.
So you mentioned Brown on Cameron. Frost gets McCarthy, and that's not a bad matchup either because McCarthy very much a fast leading player.
Logan Davis, as you saw. Devon Smith gave it up. Shield, who's been hot.
So is this boy, Scully.
Absolutely. He drives it long. McCarthy, one-on-one. Little bounce, waited. Brown comes. Cameron comes. Seansman comes. Goldsack, Varco, Toomey.
Good supporting numbers either, Pies.
Oxley, best on ground last week as a spare man. Spare here and hits the ground running. No one comes at him. Now he drives it, but horrible kick. And way too wide for Fasola.
It's a disappointing kick after a full bounce run, isn't it?
It was, but I had a look at the forwards. Elliott and Cloak, because he was bouncing the ball, they led backwards. I think he was waiting for someone to come at the ball.
Still probably had a little bit better an option than go for that boundary line kick. Pendlebury.
Good
call. Got a kick. Marley Williams flicks it back. Christ. What was it inside 50? Elliott, slick hands. Kelly cuts it off in front of Swan, who wraps him up, holds it in.
Just saw Jamie Elliott get a quick hand pass in there. Heath Shaw's playing on him, and he does sit 2 or 3 metres off the back. It's an interesting way to play Elliott because Elliott's quick, he's good on the lead, he's a very dangerous player.
Yeah, you think he's got a 7-goal day in him somewhere in his career. He's always threatening. Goldsack.
Having said that, Heath Shaw knows him well, so it's a big challenge, but he'll be well versed in what he needs to do to actually beat him.
Sits it up. Cloak's coming hard. Mumford front spot, gets a little nudge out, and Mumford wins the free.
Yeah, Witch was caught behind then. Witch has got to try and engage Mumford in that marking duel. I can see what he's trying to do, but he got to the back of the pack, and Mumford, as we see here, gets to the front.
2 hands from Jesse White. You can't. 50 metres.
You got to bring that down. Jesse White has to kill that ball, not give a free kick away.
You can't understate the loss of Brodie Grundy for Collingwood Canyon.
Especially against Mumford.
A massive impact on this.
Another metre. Stay out at the back. Stay out the back.
Thinks about the short pass. It's not his forte. Kelly made it look good. And he drives it long. Treloar's in the pocket. Whitfield gets back. Both go at it. Scully collects, is collected, gives to Ward. Shoots it to Whitfield, pocket.
Did well, Tom Scully. Just rode the tackle, got the hand pass out.
Clever kick from Ward in the end. Could have blazed away. It would have been an outnumbered situation.
But if you're going to concede marks and shots for goal, this is the spot to do it. So they had the dangerous area zoned off, Collingwood.
So first game at the MCG for Greater Western Sydney for the year.
That was an interesting standing stance to start his kicking run up too.
There's a long hard look at where they are here. Across the face, and Witts sees it across the line.
So it's an exciting battle ahead, and it's a great test for both teams. I don't think anyone had either of them at 7-3 after the first 10 weeks. So we get to see how legitimate the claims are, not just for finals, but for a top 4 spot.
Yeah, Collingwood won their last 3 games. GWS have won 4 of their last 5. So both these teams in exceptional form at the moment. And there's been a question mark over who Collingwood's played, but you can only beat the team that's put in front of you.
Correct.
Cloak comes hard and plucks it. That'll lift his confidence. Chris Pendlebury, no Cloak down there to kick to. Witts will do. Good fist Mumford and keeps his feet. Shaw. Caught. Crowd screaming ball, obviously. Just want a free kick paid against Shaw just to rub it in as early as possible.
That was a terrific spoil from Mumford. I thought Witts had that.
Green.
Now the run comes.
So Whitfield wants to go.
Got Treloar in the middle.
Sees Pendlebury and he shakes him off. Treloar should get this. Does from Hoskin Elliott. And McCarthy on his own inside 50.
Well, Spark, we showed pre-game some footage of Jack Frost leaving his man against Essendon, going and spoiling. He tried to do the same thing there, but they were quick enough and good enough to move the ball over the top. He didn't impact.
Well, that was the key, the quick ball movement from defence. And over the last 4 weeks, both teams are ranked number 3 from transferring the ball from the defensive 50 to inside 50.
Here's another player threatening to have a big day at the office with a 7 or 8 goal game one day. He sprays that, 5's his best.
Have a look at his Mumford spoil there. Witts, that's terrific. Not to give a free kick away, running with the flight of the ball.
Kept his eye on it all the way.
It was magnificent.
So are they a little nervous about being here, the Giants, the home of football? They are back here in 3 weeks' time again to take on Richmond, and who knows, they might be back here finals too.
I like the way Travis Cloak has started. He took a good contested mark before and he crashed that pack well.
Here's the game of ping-pong here. The defensive hard intercept scoring rate. GWS ranked 1, Collingwood 2. So they've done a really good job of transferring the play, both these young teams.
That's twice he slipped over Heath Shaw.
Goes to ground, rolled off it and wins himself a free.
So Elliott off for a spell. Fasolo comes on and Shaw goes to him.
173 games for Collingwood and a premiership, of course, this Shaw. Green goes wide to Haynes, back into the lineup this week. And he drives along to Hoskin Elliott, who can collect and run if he wants. He's got Buntine inside. Thought about it.
Well, that's an aggressive kick.
3 Collingwood players there. And it works. Patful. Fortune favours the brave. Green, long, goal square, front spot. No Mark Tuvey. It's Swan, poise for solo. Great noise here too at the G. Yeah, Collingwood fans in full voice early. White.
You got to mark them.
Varco caught by the ear.
He does have to mark him, Spove. He's got to learn to use his body on that one as well. He used his hands and didn't have enough time to get his hands up. Just had to put a little bit of body on him and would have controlled the space and gone. But what we're seeing already is both teams really running from coast to coast at the moment. Just can't quite put those scores on the board.
Swan to Frost. Brown. It's the Broomhead. Wide. And gets there. Too far out to score.
A lot of numbers back.
Sits it up in hope. Witts is down there, Cloak there. Mumford all up. Cameron. Stewart. Scully was bumped.
Seaman hand pass.
Tuvey. Cut off by Buck.
I think both teams at the moment, as Cameron Mooney alluded to, the quick ball entry is going to an outnumbered situation. So outside the forward 50, you may have to hold up to try and identify who's one-on-one.
McCarthy with a fist. Adams, who want to play well against his old team. Back inside to Brown, and he sets it up. Mumford stands under it, and got hands to it.
Well done, Witts.
Swan off hands.
I like the fact that Witts is actually going one-on-one with Mumford. Instead of getting back behind the ball, he's causing a spillage.
That was the inside 50 kick. Nearly brought rain.
Cornelio. Kelly. Caught. Adams, when he tapped that down, it was legal. Swan looks up. Pendlebury tucked into the pocket, centering kick. Varco, and Buntine crunches it.
Well, both defences are right on top at the moment. Collingwood have been in 6 times for one behind. GWS 5 entries for one behind also. So a game of defensive chess at the moment.
It does feel like a big stage fight at the moment. Early rounds and they're just feeling each other out. Mumford, great grab.
Oh, here we go.
Griffin on the move, so he's got options aplenty. Stewart, this will hurt Collingwood fans if he plays well today. Could have had him father-son, and he'll line up from 30 out and maybe kicked the first of the afternoon.
Yeah, all Collingwood's defenders and midfielders got really pushed up in the zone, and there was two GWS forwards ready to run forward into the space soon as the ball got around the 70-metre area, Joe.
See what set it up, though, was the Mumford contested mark to a kick that didn't really advantage him, which needed to be stronger with the spoil, but then he also played on.
Father Craig, 115 games for the Magpies, including a couple of losing grand finals.
That is off the outside of the boot.
And maybe they're a little nervous. 3 shots for a no score and 2 behinds.
The last 4 weeks, the accuracy going at 48%, which is ranked 16th in the competition.
You can see Bucks' reaction to the effort of Jared Witts there.
Jace was spot on with that mark from Mummy. I mean, that ball, he had no right to mark that ball.
No.
That was Witts. Had he written all over, actually just put a hand up and put the mid into it and fell into his lap a bit, but fantastic effort.
Here's Mumford again. Shield, centering kick. Oh, good cut off, Tuvey, and they're away in space here. Elliott drives it along. They've got one-on-ones ahead. Davis cuts it off.
Great defensive play. He was on Cloak, come off his man. Great intercept mark there from Davis.
Sure. Whitfield doing everything right but scoring goals. The Giants. Callum Ward inside to McCarthy. Puts it to grass. Treloar. Kelly.
Oh, good pressure.
McCarthy. Hoskin Elliott.
A lot of contested ball, a lot of uncontested ball as well. Both sides, as you said, Dwayne, feeling each other. It's the midfields are right on top, both midfields, but the defences of both teams are. The extra number back is frustrating both sides with their forward entries.
Get it on Tice, the umpire said. Tyson Goldsack to the pocket. Frost. And now Cloak. Davis with him. Good fist, although he rode him a little.
No, it was a terrific spoil. Phil Davis, you have a look at his stats there in 2014. He's actually having a better year. And the big one for mine is the one in red. Intercept marks. He's already had one early in this game. He's only conceded 1 goal a game. So that's a terrific effort for the champion defender for GWS.
Shield gives it back to Griffin. Caught, got a foot to it. Swan. Tough for Elliott. Good enough though. Williams. Half forward for Solo, jumps. The goey jump with him. For Solo flicks it out. Not sure Seedsman was attempting to do that, but it'll work. They'll get a ball in forward pocket.
It's a good arm wrestle early.
Oh, it is.
No one able to break the chains.
Thump straight back towards the line.
This is what the Giants have done very well, though, Jace. They've pushed all their numbers into defence as soon as Collingwood get that inside 50. You look at the down the ground view right now, there's only 3 players outside of 50 for the Giants, so everybody is inside their forward 50, back 50.
So Mumford and White go at it. White goes back again, toes it to Swan. Caught by Ward, got a roll up, untimed, flicks it through.
You're right, Moons, and there's always one in front of Travis Cloak also. We know he had the best on ground performance on Monday, kicking 7 goals straight, so they want to keep Cloak out of the scorebook nice and early. They're doing a really good job.
Griffin wide to Mumford. Good pressure, Seatsman knocked it down. Broomhead could make something of it. But it's a tough, hard contest, as you'd expect between 4th and 5th.
Callum Ward and Dane Swan looks a good matchup on ball as well. There's going to be so many good one-on-ones today.
White, arms free. Devon Smith wrapped up. Both these teams missed the finals last year. And there might not be room in the 8 for the 2 of them come the end of this year. Adams, quick fire handball. Shield keeps it alive. Clever initially, Cornelio. Scully, and again they take it on and win. Ward to Griffin. Here's Stewart again. He gets away from Goldsack.
Yeah, he's getting off Goldsack, Dwayne. Goldsack's caught spectating the ball, and Stewart's getting in behind him. So really good play, but it's the run from Scully and Griffin.
Griffin a couple of times, yep. And he's the one delivering the ball inside 50. He's got the power in the leg.
Well, he's already had 6, and Scully's had 5. So just a run and carry for GWS, but they need to score a major, don't they? 3 behinds early.
Someone just needs to settle it down and kick the major to settle the nerves. Cool head, James Stewart.
son of Craig Stewart. Probably should be playing for Collingwood, but he's that third tall. You've got McCarthy. Have a look at the run here from Griffin and Scully. Absolutely outstanding. The Collingwood midfield, nowhere to go. Goldsack had to identify a lot earlier to try and push. You can see him spectating the ball, but the kick was just far too good. It's Griffin's run and carry that was able to get it over the top of Goldsack. So really good play from the midfield. He's going to be a very good player. As you said, he's the third tall down there with McCarthy and Cameron. He's the one getting off the chain at the moment. 4
marks inside 50, delivering the ball well, GWS.
Stewart into the ruck now. Missed the target with the handball. Wits to Pendlebury, short. White kept it in front. Got it to Elliott. Ridden in the tackle attempt. Collingwood fans want it in the back.
It was a really good tackle from Heath Shaw. You can just see there, you're right, Wayne, the momentum could have followed. There's Shaw turning his body at the last minute. Really good play.
Great battle at the moment. Wits.
Look at the numbers around the ball.
Stewart in the ruck, second knockdown. Broomhead caught by Smith, untimed. Touch play on, as you heard. Langdon flicks it up to Marley Williams. No one's in the square. He still drives it there. And Haynes gets back.
They've got to lower their eyes at some stage, Collingwood. They're going to that 0 to 30 area to no forward on that occasion. So just need to maybe just slow the tempo down a little bit when you get forward to the centre of the place.
Crowd didn't think that was 15. That's why the roar. Get going. Big hip and shoulder on Patfull. He turns it over. Langdon, Pendlebury, Adams. Not 15, surely. White spins it around his body. There's the first. There's the roar.
Jason, it took them a while,
yep,
but they lowered their eyes. Even though it wasn't 15, if he had a kick long, again it was going to the GWS. So you see Taylor Adams here just lower his eyes and dig it to Jesse White. It's really good play. You see the extras there for GWS in front of Cloak, and that's what they have to do a little bit more of, whether it's a handball or a short kick around that 40-metre area instead of blazing away 0 to 30 to an outnumbered situation. Got a big job today. Jesse White playing his 100th game, as you can see there, 109 goals, playing forward and in the ruck on Mumford. So pivotal to their chances today.
71 of those games for the Sydney Swans, of course. Broomhead gets the clearance. Adams on his own. Lead from White is short. Ignored.
Well, the thing with Jesse White, he led too early then.
Goldsack. Fasolo it is. Brought it down.
It's a good mark. He can play tall, Alex Fasolo. He's a very good athlete. It was a good jump, but just the desire to track the footy, he was desperate. He had the fingertips just trying to keep it off the ground so he could get it at the second or third grab.
How good was the kick from Taylor Adams, though? He kicked it on top of the GWS defender there. So that was a very, very good kick.
For 2 within a minute. To put Collingwood in front for the first time today.
Well, he's a player I think has enormous importance for the Collingwood Football Club, and there's obviously been a few issues, whether it be his lack of defensive work or lack of adherence to the structure. He needs to be playing week in, week out, because he's the sort of guy that will kick you 2 or 3 goals, whether it's from a mark like this or crumbing it. He's got so much ability, he just becomes critically important to that forward makeup for the Collingwood Football Club.
Fourth game in a row coming back as a forward. Buntine, his man. Magpies in front. And a good last couple of minutes. Swan keeps his feet, kept it in front. Stolen by Kelly. Shield. Langdon waits under it. Hassled by Callum Ward. Plays a good tackle on Williams, got his arms free. Varco, Collingwood has settled down. Adams.
Great contest here between Ward and Williams. You see Williams keeping low. That's a good contested ball from both players.
in that battle. Witts and Mumford.
Oh,
Two GWS players, Shield and Green. And Green's hurt.
Yeah, I think he got one in the head there, Dwayne, just rolling the neck around. Toby Green. He's okay.
A quiet game last week as well. Was subbed out. Toby Green, just 8 possessions last week. Patful, good fist. And here's Green on cue. Can he get there? Williams got there first. Witts. Well worked. Langdon's kick smothered though. Adams for Solo. And now Crisp to Cloak. Griffin drops in front.
Yeah, that's the extra Cloak. Every opportunity they've got at GWS, and great play from Griffin.
And they want to peel to the open side. Hoskin Elliott to Treloar.
Lukey handball, dangerous.
Canelio, Treloar, Buntine, trouble. Treloar does well in the end. Whitfield up late. Got it away from Goldsack. Pendlebury, good spot. Crumbed it to perfection to Swan. Williams. Brown.
Goldsack a little proppy behind play. Just a little bit of a limp up at the moment.
Witts wants it straight down the middle. He goes to Goldsack.
He's just labouring a little bit.
Yeah, but he had to go.
Yeah, he did. Now he's got no one to kick to.
Had Oxley for the 1-2. Heads wide. Too wide for De Goey, though. He gets it on the bounce. Side bottom. Seedsman. He spent that before he earned it. Callum Ward. When he falls on it. Haynes. Ward. Crisp. Scully. Bug. Outside of the boot. Whitfield.
Gibbs plays hands in tight now, is the best they've ever been out there. That was just unbelievable from a young side. Just the composure and the strength from Cullen Ward especially, but just the composure to get that hands out was brilliant.
McCarthy crashes that back, brings it to ground. Tooby, knee heavily strapped. Oxley, caught by Kelly, got it to Varco. And they're off and running. This looks good.
Jesse White deep. Oh, it's come off the side of his foot.
Yeah, Shaw cuts it off.
Well read from Shaw. It's a terrible entry.
Can they score from the turnover? Treloar, Varco. Collingwood might score from the turnover of the turnover. Pendlebury toward Cloak. 3 around him.
That's a free kick. That has to be a free kick.
Up I said play on, and Elliott is dumped hard into the turf. Tooby. Jesse White leaps from the square. Haynes is within. Got it.
Kick. Yeah, Devin Smith's kick.
Plays on to Varco. Goal square. Kicks it from the line.
You can see Alan Cameron there shaking his head. It was a kick under pressure into the midfield. If you're going to make a mistake, here's the Cloak appeal, Jace.
Well, he just took him out. He took his body. He didn't impact the ball at all. He just took him out of the play. It has to be a free kick.
This is really good play from Jesse White. I know that, Jace, you've played up forward. He had a look straight away.
Yep.
Some forwards can grab that ball and just walk back and have a shot.
When they're back to goal, yeah.
Turned his head, saw his teammate, and really good pass.
You'd almost have to say Collingwood are winning so far out of that 3-way trade. Already Lumumba and Mitch Clark, Travis Varco.
Swan and Pendlebury are the 2 players that have got the Pies back. They've had 8 disposals each, dominating the last 4 or 5.
Flicked out to Swan. They've got it motoring now. Crisp heads to White. Well, Patful, that was a good mark. Buntine. Shaw.
Just a couple of gentle words, just for old time's sake. Former Collingwood player.
For the fun of it.
He'll eat that up.
Yeah, he wouldn't have expected it. He'd be disappointed if they didn't do it.
Well, no talk there between Witts and Langdon. Witts had to have an awareness that Langdon was coming back with the flight of the ball. But look, Nathan Buckley will probably say at least both players were going for it. But if you're behind, you just have to have a little bit of awareness around you. But at least they both had a crack.
Playing for his spot, for his life. Jared Witts with Grundy out. And Langdon is off. Puts it up towards Cloak. He's got a couple to beat. Davis with the fist.
I've been impressed with Davis's bodywork early on Cloak.
Davis is having a relatively injury-free year. He caught his thigh earlier this year, but had that horrific kidney injury, and before that had a back injury that kept him out for about 9 games as well previous year. Crowd screaming for ball again.
Lucky there with Marley Williams.
Bit of hands-on coaching there.
Yeah.
White flick back, Shield fumble. Caught.
Threw it one-handed. Didn't get a fist to it.
Good forward pressure again. The first goal I got was from pressure.
So the fumbles early, Dylan Shield.
Yeah, he has.
He's been one of the stars for GWS this year.
They had 4 of the first 5 shots at goal, GWS, and couldn't translate it to a lead.
This is perfect for Jack Crisp because he's got the job on Dylan Shield.
Yeah.
That's his assignment, so he gets a chance to really hurt him here.
But since halfway through this term, Collingwood has owned the Sharon, and well, that could have been for 4 goals in a row heading into quarter time.
Yeah, they've had 3 tackles inside their forward 50, Collingwood, as well as corralling. GWS yet to have a tackle inside their forward line.
Sure.
Isn't it a lot to go too long? 3-on-1 on Mumford.
1 out, yep.
So Mumford up against the 3, does pretty well with the fist toward the line. That was his only win.
But that's the great thing about Mumford, Dwayne, is it doesn't matter whether he's outnumbered, whether he's out of position. He makes a contest. He brings it to ground.
White and Witts at the moment have had more hit-outs than Mumford, so that's a mini win for Collingwood.
Mumford uses his body. Oxley got it. And he gets it back again, Mumford. Arms free.
No, good hands.
Scully and Green and Shield.
Oh,
and now Cameron in space. Puts it in front. It's wide. He's got it. He can play on inside and nail it. Huge for momentum.
Well, pre-game, Jace, we showed Jeremy Cameron getting out the back. I don't think there's a better player in the competition to try and turn.
He wanted it earlier.
Yeah, he wanted it earlier, but I think the fact of the...
Look at the quick hands here.
The quick hands from Scully again, setting up. But Toby Green again over to Devon Smith. When you get that run and carry, Cameron is always going to run. So there's great connection between the midfield and the forward line.
Question I'm going to ask you, and it's being pedantic, but he never went behind the mark after he marked it.
And I agree with you.
There is no doubt. He marked out a couple of metres inside the ground. It was played on from over the boundary line. He should have been brought back behind the mark. I know that's being pedantic, but that is technically the way it should have been.
I think you're spot on there. Played almost outside the line ahead of the mark. But they get a break, and boy, do they need one. Collingwood was on fire. Swan can't collect it. Hammered forward by De Goey. Davis up. Cloak with the fist.
2-on-1 again on Cloak.
Shield. Pendlebury flicks it wide to Broomhead.
Yeah, it's a clever kick. He looked up. Haynes was on his own in the goal square, and just that awareness to pull his kick out there, that's the only option he had. That's class.
So Broomhead can have the last say of the quarter. You can hear a pin drop. That's what he has ahead of him. Strikes it pretty well. He pumps up the decibels again.
Well, that's an important kick because I think they deserve to be a couple of goals in front, Collingwood. Apart from the first 10 minutes of the game, they've controlled it. They've now had 18 to 11 inside 50s, and they just didn't quite have the reward on the scoreboard. We saw Chris miss that set shot that he perhaps should have kicked moments ago. But that's just looking at the stoppage, thinking that you're going to win it, and then running forward into space. Really good play.
Well, their last 9 entries, they've scored 4 goals through. Their first 8, they never worried the scorer at all. So it's a really good last 10 minutes from Collingwood. They're dominating when they get the ball inside forward 50 now. It's a lot to do with the forward pressure. Centre clearances here. That's a win again. You think Mumford, without Brody Grundy there, 5 centre clearances, only 1 to GWS.
Still time enough for a clearance and a score here. Adams tried to flick it out. Seconds tick down.
Interesting, Ryan Griffin, we've spoken about a bit, Spud. You're impressed with his run. He's starting at half back, and it's enabled him to have 8 possessions, the most for GWS, although Swan's got 11 for Collingwood already, and Pendlebury 9.
Yeah, it's rushing roulette that much up, no doubt, Jace.
Quarter time in the battle for fourth. Collingwood owns it now. GWS trying to hunt it down and be fourth on the ladder tonight. But at quarter time, the home team
turn. Now we wait to see whether either team can grab the ascendancy here in the second quarter.
I like Witts and White combined, especially White up forward, nullified Mumford in the ruck, so that's a win for the Pies.
Mumford and Witts to go at it again to start this second term. Both got a piece of it. Down to Cornelio. Goes back to Buntine. Callum Ward. Stewart can't take the chest mark.
Had to take that out in front there, James Stewart.
Hoskin-Elliott got it to Scully. To Ward. Trying to get the 1-2 at Cornelio. Hacks a kick inside 50. Oxley. Kelly right with him. Gets it to Marley Williams. Good hassle, Kelly.
Terrific from Josh Kelly. He was 1 against 2.
Yep.
He half smothered the first handball and then definitely got a hand on the second one when they could have swept it away, the Pies.
It's one of those players, Josh Kelly, picked 2 a couple of years ago. A lot of Melburnians or people around Australia don't necessarily know how good he is, but he's really grown as a player this year, as you'd expect on the list a couple of years. Cornelio bounces it towards full forward. Green, kick smothered, Frost, Tuvey, Crisp, Williams, Swan, Adams. And some space. Overcooked the kick to Witts though, and Haynes couldn't complete the deal. Back, manufactured a toe poke to Kelly. Wrapped up, drops it, jumped on for Solo. Cloak all the way up to the wing. Davis keeps his feet, but can't collect the Sharon. For Solo again.
Well done.
To Chris. Open space, Cloak. Back to the Solo crunch. Did get a piece of toe on it. Haynes toward Green. Hot start to the second term.
The delivery to Cloak at the moment isn't first rate at all. That one at his toes. We saw him last week just dominate the Melbourne defence. He just needs the ball in the air, out in front. But at the moment, Davis has got the win in that duel at the moment.
Ward. Got the kick towards Tuvey though, and he just put it on the turf as he was tackled.
It should have been dropping the ball.
Not enough GWS fans here to scream ball.
Well, guys, what we just saw there was the first tackle in the forward area, in the forward half of the Giants in this game. So it's 14-1 in favour of Collingwood. So they just can't keep the ball inside their forward half at the moment, the Giants.
Yeah, the defensive pressure hasn't been great.
Devon Smith, well, he likes to snare a goal if he can. He does the discipline thing. Stewart gives it up. Green. Sensational tackle, Adams. Still trouble.
Oh, they saved the goal.
I think James Stewart was too unselfish. That's one of those where you've just got to throw it on the boot, use your goal sense to snap it, because you don't normally have time in that area.
Taylor Adams has had 6 tackles already. We know he's had a couple of goal assists also.
In 31 games for GWS, Taylor Adams against his old mob, and there's the tackle.
Perfect tackle. Tackle with your body and your arms, then pin you down. It's a great tackle.
It's part of that Heath Shaw swap. Of course, saw Heath Shaw go to GWS. Swan, outstanding mark. Here's Adams again on cue to Fasolo. Haynes had the reach, and here's Shaw. Dropped it.
Well, did he drop it first one? I think he was smart enough to tap the ball down.
It spilled out the tackle. After he got the free kicks, but he turned around and gave Fasolo a gobful.
Scully. Jeremy Cameron, who hasn't seen a lot of it yet. Kelly.
Good run from Ward.
And Ward should get there in front of Goldsack. Had to reach.
They have forced them wide a number of times, though, so they won't mind them getting the ball out there.
He had to move it quicker than Ward.
Devon Smith.
Well, that was a good kick. He had Hoskin-Elliott in the square on his own. When he looked up after about 3 seconds, Witts had manned him up. So, unlike Jesse White in the first quarter, went back and had a quick look to see if someone's in a better position in the corridor.
One thing we do know, Dwayne, is that this bloke has reasonable goal sense. He loves a goal, doesn't he?
And a lot of these players, even though they're playing for GWS, are from Victoria. He's one of them, from Lara. I love being back here in front of their family. Try and turn it on.
Oh, just flick the post.
They've had their chances to be in front. Same amount of scoring shots, 7 scoring shots apiece. Goldsack thumps it out. Pat Full didn't go the mark with the fist. Shield. Mumford. Shield caught. Griffin to set it up. In front of McCarthy. Gets a half Shepherd.
Yeah, poor Shepherd.
Cornelio. Caught by the leg. Back to McCarthy. Goes for
He's
home.
had a shot.
Oh,
what a hit.
unbelievable. The great McCarthy.
I thought he would centre the ball from
Yeah.
there. I genuinely thought he doesn't have time to do much. It's just a quick square up into the corridor. But Cam McCarthy thought no. I thought Cornelio's initial Shepherd here was poor. He let him run straight past the Collingwood player. Then he gets the ball, handballs it back to McCarthy over the top. Now from there you centre the ball. He's kicked a drop punt to thread the needle. You'd kick that 1 out of 100.
Yeah. Well, if you elect to have a crack, you better make sure they go through, and it did. Very excited there. McCarthy.
Guys,
Full
just
trigger gear.
just after that effort, Cornelio, just see there on screen, has come off with looks like a lower leg injury at the moment, so I'll keep an eye on that one.
Green rolls it forward. Here's McCarthy again. It just sat on its end. Had to go and get it. Feeds it off. Shield.
Great kick.
Fantastic. Devon Smith runs in goal. 2 in 30 seconds.
Great centre clearance. That's they hit back, bang, bang. Mumford, Shield. There was a terrific centre clearance, and nothing defenders can do here. Really good following up from Mumford. Just caused the spillage. Quick kick forward. And, well, Cam McCarthy involved again. So not only has he kicked a goal, but a goal assist. So that's a terrific team goal starting the centre clearance.
Hadn't done a lot with the ball, Dylan Shield, leading up to that. Only one of his previous 3 kicks had hit the target. He's had the 10 possessions, but now 2 of his 4 kicks. And that one a very important one because it set up a goal.
And the Giants are back in front. Swan lays the tackle on Green. Mumford flicks it down to Adams. Side bottom. Boy, he put it behind Williams and he shrugs Callum Ward. Adams. Haynes is in the spot. Good fist from Fasolo. Got it to the ground. Haynes put his body on the line. Elliott. Rolled it through Treloar's legs. Pendlebury. Caught. Got it out just in time. Elliott rolled in the tackle. Shield kept his feet. Swings out of trouble. Hammers it to half forward. Brown with the fist. Knock it back to his own advantage.
Well done, Nathan Brown.
And thumps it back. Can Cloak get there? Crutch does. Down to White. Caught. Dispossessed. Patzel. We've got some answers at the moment, the Giants. Griffin. Whitfield.
Gee, that's an aggressive kick, and that was low percentage, but Callum Ward has got him out of jail.
He's a fantastic player, Callum Ward. Shield. Play on advantage. Devon Smith. He's got Stewart on the outside. He
have a
tries to
look.
shimmy.
He's got numbers everywhere. Oh, he's kicked it. Oh.
Well, McCarthy led straight to him, which was silly.
So Green to McCarthy.
Another one.
GWS out to their biggest lead of the game, 8 points.
Well,
Very
well
lucky
played.
to get to that
Yeah,
one,
they
Spud.
were. But Shield again. Frost overcooked it too. I thought Jack Frost was actually going to be the player. You can see here.
Well, he had a loose player in Toby Green, but
Yeah.
Cam McCarthy, for whatever reason, led straight towards him, brought Frost in, and they were very lucky that the kick went over the top and they were able to get a second chance.
The unfortunate part about Frost, he did overcook the spoil. He had to just stay back a little bit. His direct opponent kicks a goal on him.
Well, they've surged, and now it's up to Collingwood to answer. Just need to get their hands on the footy early on. It's been all GWS in the second term.
3 goals in a row this term to nil GWS.
34 disposals to 19 as well, GWS favour.
But that's not dissimilar to what happened in the first quarter. It's just that they've hit the target this time in terms of goals.
And Shield again. Scully. Had to hit Mumford. They're taking it on.
Loose players everywhere.
Well, it's Dylan Shield He's had 9 disposals this quarter.
And for Law.
What was he thinking? He had Toby Green over the top loose. He could have gone back and had a set shot. Dylan Shield is really taking him to bits in this second term. He's had 9 touches, but he was the one I was talking about. Quite early, wasn't using the ball well. Now he's starting to really have an impact.
Yeah, well, it's red alert now. Crisp needs to tighten up. He's on Dylan Shield.
Oh, there he is again.
Too much leg run.
To Green. Goes central, unselfish. Hoskin Elliott.
Now, that was the time he needed the quick hands because Kelly would have run into an open goal.
Yeah, you can see Kelly there screaming for the ball.
But
Kelly.
It just seems all of a sudden that GWS have got more numbers in the forward 50 than Collingwood have got defenders.
Well, GWS have gone in 6 times. They couldn't score early. They've scored every time. 3 goals, 3 for 6 entries.
And here's Shield again to Mumford.
Now, Chris got to tighten up, or Nathan Buckley needs to put someone else on him.
Buntine throws it out. Witt's got a knee on that. Buntine. Hoskin Elliott.
Well, you can just see the Collingwood defenders there just all flat-footed. And at that time there was actually 2 extra GWS players forward of the ball. The other one was Stewart.
It's been like that for the last 5 minutes. Every time you look forward, there are GWS players loose in the forward 50. No Collingwood players anywhere near them.
And they're dominating the clearances, led by Mumford, 4-1. The hit-out's 5-1, so Mumford having a big impact at the start of the second quarter.
Hoskin Elliott has some quality about him as well, normally. And that's a horror shot at goal. They really could have put the hammer down there and put Collingwood under immense pressure.
Well, they need to play smart footy now, the Pies, because they're under assault. They've just got to hit a few targets, monopolise the ball spud.
They need to, Jace. They're going at 40% by foot. They've just got to have a bit more composure with the ball.
And this is good. Just hit a few targets. Just deny GWS the footy for a few minutes. Clever kick.
Pendlebury.
Well, Jason, I talked about the maturity at quarter time with their entries after the first half of that first quarter. And again, you're just starting to see the maturity come through here. They were in all sorts in the start of this quarter, going hell for leather. Just couldn't quite keep up. Now just keeping control of the ball. Much better.
You're right, Moons. That's their 6th uncontested mark since the back half. Didn't it make that 7 now? Oh, no.
He didn't realise it was for him, I don't think.
No, he didn't, Seedsman.
Understand this, that this quarter is ballpark halfway through. So half a quarter of footy, and Dylan Shields had 11 possessions.
Well, not only that, the scoring assists, the score involvements from his possessions, that was the key.
And as we told you last week, him signing up with the club to stay long-term was a massive fillip for them. Tuvey. Quick fire handball. Langdon squeezes it towards Jesse White.
No, it's an ordinary kick. Jesse White, we know he's quick. He needed the ball. Kick to grass.
Well, you just said they were kicking poorly. Yeah, the kicking efficiency of Collingwood in this second term, not good enough.
Well, Jesse White just needed to run into the ball. It was kicked on top of his head.
Back into play. Pendlebury, Adams for Solo. Seedsman, stand start, sidestep was brilliant. Finish, just as good.
They desperately needed that goal. I'd like to have a look at Dylan Shield again. I thought he was going to actually lay a tackle. I think he went for the shepherd. We'll have a look at the stoppage here. When Seedsman gets the ball, you can see... Oh, no, he got caught off the ball there, Dylan Shield. So it was a really good block from his Collingwood teammate. I think in Tuvey on that occasion, No, Crisp it was. Yeah. So it was really good. I thought what happened there, good, much needed goal from Collingwood. Leon Cameron frustrated because they've dominated this quarter, and that's a goal, a defensive goal inside your 0 to 30. They hurt.
Witts beats Mumford. Down to Chris, caught. Handball out. Varco. Pendlebury drops it.
That's a 50-50.
Yeah, that's play on for mine.
He's just so clever. Pendlebury puts himself in those positions to get free kicks.
It was almost 50 as well. Haynes knocks it down to Goey. Swan, they could raffle it. Swan to Goey.
Well done, Heath Shaw.
The tackling in this quarter has been outstanding from GWS. 13 tackles, only 4 to Collingwood. So not only are they dominating disposals, when Collingwood get in there, put him under extreme pressure.
Griffin to Whitfield.
Well, I think the good news, Dwayne, is it looks like it's going to be a match that'll ebb and flow, and could be a ripping contest, these two.
Worst part about giving GWS the lead is their confidence has grown enormously in this quarter.
But Collingwood aren't going to back down either. They've got themselves to 7-3, and they want to have a big say in what happens in this year's finals.
This is a pivotal game. Seedsman caught.
Good pressure again from GWS.
Oscar Elliott shoots it up to Shield. Danger. Varco did well. Now he needs to set it up. Heads towards Swan.
Let's have a look and see. This was 50 from the GWS.
No, because the umpire waved play on just as he was coming in. He anticipated the umpire calling play on.
Correct weight.
And that's why it wasn't 50.
Well, you have to get your timing right with those. Callum Ward. Cornelio. Collingwood with a 2-on-1. Frost one of the two. Toby. Frost. Devon Smith. Broomhead. Green. Bounces off a couple. Shield. Caught. Put into the grass hard. Kelly knocks it down.
Frost still going.
Intensity's lifted here. Adams goes inboard. Buntine got a hand on it. Jesse White takes them on. Game 100. Got a couple.
That's as good as anything you'll see, Jesse White. And I think that's why he's frustrated people over the years for so long. He has a lot of ability. We just don't get to see it as often, although I think he's turning into a more consistent player in 2015. Have a look at the explosive nature here. Traps the ball, keeps it in front, snaps it on the run. That is absolutely superb, and that's going to please the coach, no doubt about that.
Yeah, well done, Jesse said.
You said it a little bit earlier there, Spud. He's not the man that you want to kick the ball on his head. He's not going to be your big contested mark, one grabber type that. You throw it out in front of him and you let him do his work that way. That's when he's a brilliant player. Oh,
no doubt. He's got a great set of wheels, Moons, and he's too quick for Pat Full and the ball's out in front.
Collingwood's kicked the last two now. Broomhead. Oxley. Tough for Crisp. Has jumped on by Ward. In a hot term, chance to take a breath. Both teams have settled down. Buntine, Griffin to Cornelio.
What a kick!
Cameron, he got down.
That kick is so good because Oxley had dropped back as the loose, and he was covering the corridor. And Cornelio didn't kick it to where the loose player was. He kicked it to the one spot that only Cameron could get to.
And there's nothing Nathan Brown could do with that kick. Nothing impossible, because as you said, he had the extra in front and he thought, well, this kick has to be perfect, and it was.
For his second. To put the Giants back in front in a seesawing contest. Looks fantastic off the boot. No, just to the near side.
They're wasting some opportunities.
Here they are, 3 goals 5 this quarter from the 9 entries. So they've had no trouble scoring. Excuse me, Jace.
Frost. Hatfield calls Whitfield in. Did well there.
Moons,
into it.
They've defended the high ball well, haven't they? GWS. It's when Collingwood run or carry or hit that uncontested mark, they look more dangerous. But the high ball is in GWS's favour at the moment.
Griffin. Haynes. Sits it up for the big lick from Cameron or Hoskin. Elliott's up. Got a fist to it. Devon Smith. Langdon. Adams. Will you elect to go here?
He's got one-on-one Cloak down the line.
So Cloak Davis. Good kick.
Super kick.
And he's got Pendlebury and Griffin one-on-one.
This will be a good matchup.
This will be a great matchup in the air, this.
Two of the greats. Well,
it's
he
a free
wrapped him
kick.
up. Pendlebury's free.
Yeah, definitely a free kick. All he had to do was engage in the body, but it was when the ball was still 20 metres away. The hit was too early.
We thought about playing on and took a half step.
It's got to be within 5 or 10 metres to lay the body on, but
He just it surprises me with Griffin. He had good position. He just had to be strong with his body.
Gave it up in the end. Top of the square. Maybe a little too close to the goal line.
Oh, Davis and Cloak going at it.
yeah, he's doing a very good job
Good feeling in this one.
Well, he's getting frustrated, Travis Cloak, because
he started well, but he hasn't seen a lot of it since, Spud.
When he's been one-on-one, he's looked okay, but Haynes and the other defenders have really double-teamed him in the air.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
That's an ordinary kick.
And he ran himself into trouble in the
He
end.
did, because he went for the switch, but there was nothing on. Pendlebury and the Collingwood half forwards had already blocked the outlet on that side.
Can Cloak get there for the big jump here? Haynes stands under it. Cloak's up. Side bottom and crumb it. Seedsman. Side bottom. Adams. Almost every player on the ground in front of him.
That's why it's hard to find a target. He's just got to give someone a run and jump at it.
Elliott's the man. Got a hand on it. Couldn't quite bounce and go. For Solo somehow. Seedsman holding the ball.
Just reckon that's a low percentage kick to where Elliott was competing for the mark. It's okay to get him a one-on-one, but you're better off kicking that 15 out in the corridor and let Cloak or someone like that have a red-hot contest.
There was a fumble here.
And a bad one.
Cloak wrapped him up. Davis wasn't deliberate out of bounds. It was accidental out of bounds, but Cloak will be happy with that.
Yeah, I think Davis will be happy with that too, Dwayne.
See, there's a little bit going on between. Oh, needs to be nothing in that, but he needs to be careful with his head, Travis.
Back into play. Huge roar. Collingwood fans getting vocal now. Langdon caught. Drives it. Goal square, well, a little too wide for Cloak to come at it.
He actually did well then, Travis Cloak, in that tackle, because he wanted to bury his head into the turf after he put him on the ground. He had to restrain himself.
Oh, it's great to see the big fella fired up. Now we just need him to grab a couple of big contested marks.
Witts palms it down. Stolen. De Goey. Ward. Cornelio. Griffin. Slick. Trelaw. And now they run. Scully. He's got Green.
He's had a good month, Tom Scully.
That's the kick. Corridor.
And the run from behind.
So Buntine inside.
Oh, look at the numbers running.
Devon Smith.
Oh, look at McCarthy out the back. He's missed McCarthy.
He went to Kelly instead. Tough one to grab. Langdon beat him to it. And now Collingwood with the numbers on the rebound. Varco, the crowd roar again. Collingwood by 3 points. Into time on second term. Cloak to Varco. To Williams. He might go for home. Goes long. Set sail.
Post.
Yeah, would have been a good goal. It's a let-off for GWS. Have a look at McCarthy here. He couldn't have been more on his own if he tried. And he's tried to screw one across his body. You can see Leon Cameron very, very frustrated with that entry there. That's a certain goal gone begging. But it didn't cost them. It wasn't an 11-point turnaround. They only got a point behind there, Collingwood. So got out of jail, GWS. Got to make the most of your entries in this game, because it's a very defensive game of football, and you just can't afford to miss opportunities when McCarthy's on his own like that.
Elliott got in the way, and he knocks that out on purpose just to get a reset.
Well, it's really been a copybook of the first quarter, Jace. It was all GWS early, and Collingwood now, in the last 5 or 6 minutes, have started to dominate.
Mumford. Buntine. Trelaw. I thought about keeping that alive. It's living up to expectations. The battle for fourth. To be fourth on the ladder at the halfway mark of their seasons. It'll be 11 down, 11 to come for these two teams tonight. Collingwood with a bye next week. GWS still have another game before their bye. They've got North Melbourne next week. Back into play. Mumford. White. He was thrown after he got rid of it as well. Williams. Cloak in a one-on-one.
That's all he needs.
Yeah, that's it.
It's one of the few times north of 30 he's been one-on-one. Super kick.
And it allowed him to attack the footy, Spud.
And there's no extra defender there, so not sure whether Heath Shaw or one of the halfback flangers could have sagged off at that stoppage, but when Cloak gets a purchase like that in a lead, he's impossible to stop.
7 straight last week, Travis Cloak. This shouldn't trouble him. What's going on inside that head? Oh, he made the goal umpire dance, but he slotted it.
Have a look at the hands for Pendlebury in tight. I think it was out to Taylor Adams, who has had a terrific game forward to the centre. He's had some great scoring assists, but have a look at here. Griffin could have been the one. He's the spare man, had to drop back and cloak. They've been very disciplined all day, GWS. I know Varco was there, but you have to guard the dangerous space. There was far too much space in that stoppage. Maybe a winger drop back in front of cloak. Good lead.
He's the one that'd love to get in that sort of situation. He is as strong as anyone in the competition, and if he can use his body to protect the footy, I don't care who's playing on him, they won't get it.
Yeah, the last 7 minutes, Collingwood have had 7 inside 50s for 2 goals, 3. GWS have only been inside forward 50 twice.
GWS kicked the first 3 goals of this term. Collingwood since have kicked the last 3 of the quarter. Seedsman flicks it up. Varco got it from Langdon.
Oh,
Inboard.
that's dangerous.
Broomhead bumped by Kelly. Marley Williams comes at him. Kelly knocks it on. Oh, Griffin went hard. Marley Williams just as hard. Feeds it off. Crisp. And a crisp finish. They lead by 16.
Well, they've just dominated the last 10 minutes, the Pies. Full of run, crisp. Really good finish there. That's what they've been able to do. Great run from Marley Williams, just keeping the ball alive. A second effort from Marley Williams calls it, and a third effort as well. That is great play from the Collingwood back pocket. He's had a tremendous year, Marley Williams. And I won't go down the scorebook as a disposal at first one, but there was a terrific handball under pressure to Crisp.
They're also doing okay out of that trade as well. I know Dane Beams is having an outstanding year, but they also got Jordan De Goey as part of that deal with a pick 5. Back in the middle. Danger signs now for GWS. Shield, who started it all in this term. The 1-2 at Green, a wobbler. The 2-22 is Kelly. Side bottom. Kelly. Kelly wins it. Treloar. Haynes. Collingwood with the numbers back, and Oxley couldn't mark that, but did well. Trapped it. Side bottom, Brown. Swan. Side bottom, Brown. Pendlebury. Treloar with the big leap. Got it.
Got Green in the middle.
And he's got Scully. Gives it to Shield.
He's had his own footy, Shield.
Shaw.
Once again, space in the forward 50.
And that's half a win for Leon Cameron as well, because Heath Shaw, he put an extra behind the ball with Collingwood's run of goals, and it was Shaw running through the midfield.
Dylan Shield is having some second quarter.
Hoskin Elliott's been a little wobbly at goal. He's kicked 2 behinds. And he shows some poise. From 48. Drifting. 3 behinds for Hoskin Elliott.
Saw Dylan Shield involved in the build-up. 14 possessions for the quarter.
Wow.
Up to 21 for the game, the most on the ground.
That's why they drafted him as a 17-year-old priority access.
And that's why they were desperate to re-sign him, and they'd be thrilled to have achieved that in the last week or so.
Mumford coming hard. Bug got there first, and Adams has marked that second grab.
Well, he's had a terrific game also. He's the leading possession getter for Collingwood now with 18.
Oh, that's sloppy. That's sloppy from McCarthy. They had him cold, had an opportunity to create a turnover. Let him off the hook.
Down to a minute. 15 points the margin. It was 12 at quarter time.
Collingwood have finished running in both quarters, haven't they? They've just dominated the end of the first quarter and this quarter.
We're seeing both teams have passages of quarters where they're in control and they look like they can do anything, and then the other team fights back. It's been a really good first half.
Williams wanted for Solo. Yeah, just to emphasise Jason Dunstall's story there, GWS, if you've just flicked us on, kicked the first 3 goals of this quarter to take the lead. Collingwood since have kicked the last 4. Mumford.
Holding on, Dane Swan.
Dane Swan's ball. Still time, 30 seconds left.
Devon Smith had something to say to the umpire, who was very quick to say, well, he's holding his jumper. Oh, not going to do anything else except give a free kick.
1 metre.
Side bottom. Cloak comes hard. The solo kept that in. No, he didn't. That could have spelled danger. Jesse White was lurking forward. 12 seconds left. Maybe time enough for a Collingwood clearance from half forward, but maybe not time enough for GWS to add anything to their score before the long change. Been a fantastic contest. 4th versus 5th on the AFL ladder. Both teams missed finals last year, playing to make sure that 2015 is going to see some September action, and there's 3 seconds left to half-time. Dylan Shield, star of the show in this second quarter. It wouldn't be going far. Settle in. Big second half coming up from the home of football, the MCG. Okay, so a change.
There is no sub there, no red vest or green vest. So obviously one Giant still down in the rooms.
Big second half here. The Giants have never beaten Collingwood. Played 3 times for 3 wins for the Magpies. Can they do it at the home of football? De Goey, caught by Buntine. Ward missed his target. Green. Marley Williams having a reasonable afternoon at the office. Scully hunts this down. Marley Williams hunts him. Griffin goes back. Buntine caught by the Dax. De Goey. Adams coming off a 19 possession first half. Haynes.
See, that's a good contested
Yeah, he's
mark.
played well, Haynes.
Whitfield. The bug runs hard for him and he rewards him.
Trev. Thanks, Trev. Play on.
Go long. He's going to switch it again here.
So Whitfield to Shaw, who can go if he wants to.
He can go to Griffin.
Goes inside instead. Buntine. Griffin runs for him, and that opens up some room for Buntine to go wide to
It's an ordinary kick.
Shield or Shaw.
Well, he had to handball the ball inboard to Griffin.
This guy's been one of the best players on the ground, Marley Williams.
Yeah.
He's coming up for possession number 18, but his rebound and the way that he's shut down some of the floor race forward has been first class.
That wasn't so good. Devon Smith cuts it off. Green shrugs out attempted tackle from Tooby. Williams driven into the deck, rolls it out.
Hey guys, the big news down here right now is Phil Davis hasn't come back up from half-time. So right now it looks like Patfull is the one manning up on Cloak. Saw him in the rooms. We didn't look too comfortable down there. So interesting to see if he comes back up.
That's a big loss, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be interesting to know what is the problem, Moons, because he's had some big career-threatening problems over time. Cornelio sends it long. Here's Oxley in the role he played last week. Mark in defence as the spare man. Swan.
I think they can consider themselves fortunate, the Giants, that they've got someone like Patfull to call on to come up and fulfil that role.
He's been a good recruit for them, Joel Patfull. He'll play game 200 in a few weeks' time. For Solo.
That means Haynes will be on Jesse White.
Here's their first contest.
And here's Haynes and White. Haynes bumped White, got a hand on the ball, so was in the attempt to mark it. Trouble.
Good pressure.
Elliott. Oh, straight through White. A little too hot. Bug. It'll be coming back, although it's rolling towards the boundary. And will they be paid to deliver it? Doesn't go out anyway. Adams cuts it off. For Solo again.
1 minute, thank you. Thanks, Jeremy. Oh, Jeremy.
Seedsman.
Play on.
Runs his full 15. White and Haynes again. White up front spot. Had a big piece of it. Not enough of it.
I tell you now, Jace, if I'm Collingwood and just see it now, Travis Cloak taking Patfull to the goal square, I'm going to test him out straight away. I want to go take him one-on-one in that goal square.
Yeah, you can see the height and weight difference there on the top of screen.
Good hands. Cornelio. Green.
That'll work.
Shield got it from Hoskin Elliott to Cameron. One-on-one with Brown. They tie up. Superb.
He's been outstanding, Nathan Brown. He's guarded the dangerous space, Jay. So Jeremy Cameron loves to run towards goals extremely well.
We saw him get out the back once, Jeremy Cameron, but he's been well beaten today. He's only had the 4 possessions, 1 goal. He's got to find a way to get a hold of Nathan Brown if he's going to help GWS get back into this match.
Yeah, he's only had the 4 disposals, Cameron.
Here's a key, just the 1 goal, as you said, and he's got 33 for the season. He's 3rd in the race for the Coleman. Ward inside 50. You don't think they can win without
Frost has slipped over.
Cameron or McCarthy having a big say, and McCarthy misses this.
Gee, got the best bounce you've ever seen. We're going to have a goal review here, I think.
So he believes it's hit the post.
There's no celebration.
Hit the post? Please confirm.
No celebration after the kick from McCarthy, and the players went straight to position for a kick out.
McCarthy's in the zone already. He knows it's hit the post.
And it may even have hit the outside of the post. Here we go here.
Yeah,
hit the post. Okay. Inside of the post, just on the spin.
Wasn't a bad effort, was it?
Yeah, it was a good effort.
Would have been hard to overturn a goal from that angle if he'd have called it a goal.
Come on, Tice. Play on.
Goldsack. Brown.
Good zone there from GWS.
Sets up wide. Elliott comes in, can't mark it. Can't quite crumb it either. Whitfield. Devon Smith is going to have to go here. Goldsack outread him. He concentrated on the Sharon. Smith concentrated on Goldsack.
Exactly right, Dwayne. One bloke went the ball, one bloke didn't.
Witt stands under this. Mumford comes back with the flight. That's a good grab.
It's a monster grab.
To Shaw. Nice step inside and drives it long. Hoskin Elliott flies, couldn't bring it down. Ward caught, dragged down, no prior, ball up. Cameron Mooney downstairs.
Well, guys, this is the story of the second half. Phil Davis in the red vest on crutches. It seems to be that moon boot on the right foot. So he has been subbed out. Nathan Wilson is into the game, so huge loss for the Giants.
Absolutely. Shield centering ball. Big pack flies, crunch down to ground for Law. McCarthy, Bug feeds it back. Kelly, poke pass is good. Inside 50. And Kelly can have the shot from about 30, 45 metres out.
Pretty important kick for the Giants because Collingwood have had plenty of the ball early in this 3rd term. They need to get going quickly to put a bit of pressure on Collingwood. Because if Collingwood are able to start their quarters a bit earlier than they did in the first half, they can kick right away.
To hush the crowd a little, and he squeezes that in with no one on the goal line.
That's a good goal there from Kelly. And more importantly, it was an accurate kick. 6 goals, 9 in the first half. And Leon Cameron talked about the inaccuracy. The last 4 weeks, they're ranked 15th, 48% of their goals. Here's the lead up. Really good stoppage here. You can just see the quick hands out the back. Kelly leads wide, and really good option there. And more importantly, a very good finish from Kelly.
It's either a lot of confidence in the kicking ability of Josh Kelly, or someone forgot to go down and stand on the line for GWS. Because when a player's kicking from 50, you've got to have someone on the line.
From the restart, can they keep this momentum going, GWS? Chris tried to break free of one, and he's dumped by Mumford.
Yeah, it was a secondary tackle. Someone had his arm early, and then Mumford nailed him. So a good decision for the umpire.
To Griffin. Drives it wide. Cameron's coming hard to make the contest. Brown was right with him. Langdon, dangerous. Oxley. Broomhead. Whitfield.
I'm not sure what he was trying to do then. Cloak was the option long down the ground.
Barco hands it off. Pendlebury. Dumped after. Downfield. Elliott's got it.
There's a mark anyway, so it made no difference.
Cloak's on the move. It's overcooked. And towards Fasolo on the boundary line. And Pat Fuller will be content with that.
Take it outside. Yes,
Yeah, there's the matchup Cam Mooney was talking about. And there's Phil Davis getting some treatment from the doctors and physio. With ice on the foot.
Had a lot of the ball in this 3rd term, GWS. Collingwood an inside 50 now. bounce toward the pocket and it rolls out of play. The crowd not really into it at the moment as well. They know that GWS have got some momentum early.
So it looks like the outside of the ankle is where they're applying the ice.
Whitfield to Green, caught to Wilson, the sub who's now on. Ben Kennedy not yet used by Collingwood. Oxley, there's that pick-off mark.
Got good hands, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Adam Oxley. They do have plenty of numbers back, the Giants, so we'll work out where this kick needs to go to the advantage of one of the forwards.
Mumford's getting back, Patfull's with Cloak, Witts is there. Just out of the reach of Swan. Bug. Oh, Ward dumped. Did he dispose of it legally? No.
Great tackle
To go his ball.
That was magnificent tackle. Ward looking up. The first round draft pick for Collingwood. That was a magnificent tackle here. You see in the bottom of the screen, Ward taking on Varco, but had no awareness of DeGoey. Great tackle.
Good decision from the umpires.
Fantastic part of our game, that chase down tackle. And this is a big kick here for Collingwood. Settle some nerves down. Early stages, third term.
A really important goal. Look at the tackles inside Collingwood's forward 50 has been 10. Only 3 to GWS. So their forward pressure since the start of the game has been there. You can see Ward taking on Varco. Not a lot of talk from his teammates either, so he'd be disappointed about Callum Ward, but he definitely had prior opportunity to go there looking at his right hand. I'm not sure whether it's injured or not, but great tackle.
Tom Langdon looked like he was having lunch on the bench the other way. He was chewing away.
You've got to get it in when you can. White in the ruck, but he knocks it straight down to Shield, to Wilson, who's had an impact as the sub. Kicks a little wide. Marley Williams tracks it and left it behind. Maybe by design. Varco. Oh, out of play.
Well, that'll please Nathan Buckley. Collingwood kicking a goal early in a quarter. They've kicked all of their 8 goals in the first half late in the quarters, so they've started a lot better, Collingwood.
2 ruckmen tie up, White and Mumford. Scully got free. Griffin, Treloar. Williams got it from Langdon.
He backs up well, Marley Williams.
And now Oxley wants to go. Varco's running hard for him, so's Broomhead. Broomhead gets it. And now Sidebottom runs hard. Outside, bounce pass, rolls away from him.
Not necessarily a bad result for Collingwood though, because he was 1 against 2. If he got an awkward bounce, would have been coming back very quickly. Maybe just a dislocated finger, which he may have done in that tackle.
White wins this one down to Varco. Steps through the traffic. Adams just gets the kick away, but it's errant.
Well,
Whitfield.
It's an interesting kick from Taylor Adams. He had time. He actually took the time to pick it, and then
He's got no one to go to here, Haynes.
Does pretty well, though. Holds it and waits for someone to come.
effort.
Devon Smith does come, and he's got it.
Well, that's the only option you had, Dwayne. Well read from Devon Smith.
And he takes off on Goldsack. Heads wide towards Green. 50 from goal. Jeremy Cameron about to lead short. In his direction. Punched away. 2 on 1.
Really love Nathan Brown's game on Cameron.
it's one of those you'd like to see Jeremy Cameron go with the hands, though,
Yeah.
not the chest mark. If he reaches out and takes that in the hands, he probably gets it before Langdon can get that fist in.
And even if he has his arm pulled away, trying to take it in his hands, he gets a free.
Gee, the tap was good. from
Shield, Devon Smith, Dylan Shield, Broomhead, Oxley just gets it away. Danger. Buntine, McCarthy.
I'm not sure Varco's tackle was with any intent there. Brushed the tackle. You can see Varco's pretty disappointed. Should have tackled with the body instead of the arms on that occasion. To
the booze. Has been one of those players who can set them alight if he gets hot. And he might set them alight with that one.
He's just such an important player. He's got 3 goals now. We saw him thread one from the boundary. Just watching a replay of what Danny Frawley was talking about. Have a look at the contest here from Travis Varco. They probably need to be a little bit more aggressive.
He had to go with the body. He elected to tackle with his left arm. He had to get his body in line with his direct opponent, and that way he has to make a bigger decision. But good lead from McCarthy. With 8 clearances to 2, started this third quarter, GWS. 8-3, sorry.
They've opened up 3 goal leads, 3 kick leads a few times, Collingwood. Just can't burst it out any further than that. GWS keep in the contest. Patfull keeps in this one, knocks it down. Unkind bounce for Shaw. Wilson flicks it up. Patfull towards Kelly and the boundary. So much has changed with GWS. They've never beaten Collingwood. Collingwood 3 from their 3, but Collingwood smashed GWS by 20 goals the first time they ever played. That was boys against men. It's men against men now, well and truly in this contest. Collingwood only won by a kick when they played last year in round 22. Marley Williams gets it back from Brown.
Good vision.
Seedsman out the back.
So Seedsman can go. He's got to go inside. Oh, he missed him completely. Now GWS with the spare man. Sure, this could hurt. They could cut it back to a 2-point margin. Shaw heads wide to McCarthy. Frost, splendid fist. Hoskin Elliott can't make something of it.
Well, the beauty of Frost, Wayne, was well called, was his body spoil as well. Here's a turnover here from Seedsman. Should have went long on that occasion, just kicked straight into the corralling player in Bug.
Should have done better, GWS. They should have run that. Shaw needed to hand pass, not kick it. They had a 2-on-1.
Marley Williams. Good punch from Buntine. Tries to keep hunting it, but Crisp got there first. Great desperation. De Goey outside of the boot. But not 15. Told to keep going. Had Shaw. Buntine.
A couple of opportunities gone begging for Collingwood with just poor disposal.
Scully.
Thank you.
Ward.
He can switch it here if he can, and they're out.
So Haynes.
Well manned up Collingwood. Good hard running from their forwards.
Shaw. Buntine.
Yeah, but they're closing up well, Collingwood. Now they've produced the error.
Devon Smith turns on Broomhead. Hoskin Elliott and Goldsack.
Well, that was terrific. Zone running there from Collingwood. Wasn't his best to go. Nathan's not overly excited about that kick.
He won't be overexcited with us putting that on replay either. Ball back into play.
Apologies to lip readers out there, mate.
It's an intense contest. This is the battle for 4th. And there's a lot on this. Collingwood head to the bye next week. As I said earlier, GWS with one more game before their bye, but both these teams are exactly halfway into the home and away season tonight. This is huge. Broomhead outside of the boot. Elliott flies. White was held.
Free kick to White against Patfull on that occasion. There's one of the reasons Phil Davis not on the ground.
Well, Cloak right now has come to the bench, so this guy's put himself in the dangerous position, Spud, and it's been paid off. He's had a pretty good night today.
Yeah, 5 possessions, but he has kicked a couple of important goals, and if he could kick his 3rd here, big contribution.
He's yet to really dominate an AFL game. It's his 100th game, and he's only got 1 Brownlow vote to his name. And that could have been his 3rd. He's got everything going for him. He's got the build.
Yeah, for a man of his stature, with his leg spurt as well, Dwayne, just needs to be a little bit more consistent, but he's had a good game today.
Here he is here, spores it to ground. Patfull tries to knock on. Broomhead to Varco. Cut off by, almost. Langton just stole it. Devon Smith thought he had that. White with the outside of his boot. Ward stands under this, goes up, puts it to grass. Danger now for GWS. Bugs handball smothered. Back into the congestion. Wilson. Crowd haven't had a lot to roar about in this third term. 9-point margin. Wets. Dane Swan. And that's across the face of goal from Swanee.
The tap from Wits was first class.
Dane Swan. On time. The pigeons scatter. Beautiful Melbourne winter's afternoon. Sun's been shining all day. No breeze.
He's going to be careful he doesn't run himself into trouble here.
And he heads wide towards Haynes.
Good kick. They've got loose numbers long up the line.
Stewart's the man he's going for. He's in a 1-on-2. Puts it to grass and then goes and gets it to Devon Smith. And now the runner. Scully. Just inside the line. Inside he comes to Whitfield. Good fist, side bottom. Stewart played for the high free, didn't get it. Shield comes in hard, lays a tackle. Out of the congestion again, side bottom, and it's in space. Broomhead. Crisp. White.
Got Cloak deep on Patfull.
And Cloak's on the run. 50 from goal.
Well, Patfull was looking for the body, but Cloak knew there was space to lead into, so he elected to time his lead to perfection there. Good connection between White and Cloak.
Two beautiful kicks. The crisp pass to White was beautiful, and then White gave the sort of pass to a key forward that he would love. Sliding chest mark, can't spoil that. Perfect.
And he almost likes it better from here than from 35 out. Eyes were darting. Now the deliberate approach. This for his second. It's a helicopter, but it's offline as well. Did not hit it well. Tipped into time on third term.
In a very tight zone here, Collingwood. Everyone forward to the centre.
Wilson.
That's all they can do, GWS, is try and hit a short, uncontested mark with this full-on zone press.
Just the 3 goals in total. Kick for the quarter as Oxley flies and he's outmarked by Stewart.
Wasn't that a good set of hands?
Gone bare, a bare 15. They haven't been able to continue that run that we saw a few times in the first half. Collingwood have set up pretty well to stop that.
Cornelio drives it to attacking 50. McCarthy got there, kept it in front. Crisp, caught. Back to Adams. And now Varco in the middle. Slips over. Bug. Varco mops it up. Danger. Elliott. Crunch. Varco again. And now he's off and running in space. Jesse White wants it long. And he's bumped downfield free. So Cloak's in a 1-on-1 forward with Patfull.
Needs to move it quick, White.
Just get it down there long.
Cloak says, hurry up. Sit it on my head. 1-on-1. Crunch. Wins the free anyway.
And that's the key, Jace, of going long to a contest.
And Buntine's also come across and cleaned up Joel Patfull, and they cannot afford to lose him after Phil Davis has already gone down.
He looks in a bit of pain.
He will be coming off, you would think.
Yeah.
And I don't think Cloak will be allowed to take his kick whilst he's laying right there.
No,
they've
caught
stop play
down here. Stop the play. But this is what we wanted, wasn't it? We wanted them to get it in 1-on-1 to him deep. We knew they were going to put the pressure on. As soon as, and you know, Spud, as a backman, when you know the forward's got you covered for strength, you get a little bit nervous down there. Look at the holding. Look at the big crunch here.
Oh, he's got knees in the ribs from Buntine coming across.
It's taken the wind out. You can just see. Oh yes.
That left knee into the rib cage.
Right, rib cage. Nearly both knees. It's a double knee.
Well, I mentioned
90
earlier,
kilos.
He's got his 200th game coming up a little later this year. He might not get there this year. That looks like it could be a rib or a lung or both.
There's no doubt he'll be coming off the ground. He's in a lot of pain.
30 years of age, 2-time best and fairest with the Brisbane Lions. Crossed to GWS, and he's slowly getting his way to his feet if he can.
It's going to test their defence now because you've really only got Haynes as the other tall defender. So they're going to have to send somebody back.
Well, the matchup now on White, Jace, is going to be the big one, isn't it? Hayne
Yeah.
probably has to go to Cloak. Now, who goes to White? Now, you'd expect White now to think to himself, he's got to start rubbing his hands together and say, right, this is my time to really take a game apart.
Yeah, well, I don't think Haynes is equipped to play on Cloak.
Well,
particularly well either.
McCarthy
could
the
go
option,
back,
but
or Jeremy Cameron goes back to centre half back.
And that's a horror kick from that spot.
McCarthy's the option, but he's probably the most dangerous forward.
Well, that's why I'm thinking if Jeremy Cameron's not getting it, I think
No, he's not.
I think he could play on a Jesse
Yep.
White.
Yep.
It's asking Haynes to do a big job on Cloak, but they'll be keeping their fingers crossed, hoping that Joel Patfull
No, I don't
makes a
think he's-
miraculous recovery.
No, I don't think you'll see him for the rest of the day.
So they've continued play before he came off. They're a man down at the moment. The Giants. Cameron's just come back on.
Still side bottom, sorry.
They
They had an
pointed the
extra
wrong
amount of
way.
that contest. Side bottom's got it.
So at the moment it's Haynes on Cloak.
So both Cloak and White stalking this, and Elliott 3 up. Mumford to Shield.
And nowhere to
Oxley.
go.
Williams. Collingwood can reload. Sends it long. Cloak again. Can't get up. Ball hits the back. Elliott rolls it. Goals it.
That's the Cloak factor, but it's also the Davis and Patfull factor, because you had a strong defender there, the ball goes forward. You've got an undersized defence. Elliott read it. You look here. The ball goes over the back. Mumford tries to have a go at it also. Really well read from Elliott. But they're just going to continue to pepper 0 to 30 now, Collingwood. They know their key defenders for GWS off the ground.
Does well to squeeze this kick in under the smother of Buntime, Jamie Elliott. But now the question is, can GWS midfielders take the pressure off the defence by controlling the footy? They haven't looked to do it. Collingwood are putting the foot down.
Biggest lead of the game to either team. 18 points. 3-goal margin for the first time today, late in this third term.
Witts has done extremely well in the ruck. 27 hit-outs and Mumford 23. That's a great effort.
Mumford wins
24.
that. Scully. Seedsman knocked it away. Shield. Little nudge off. Gets free. Cool head.
Clever.
Cornelio. Can they sneak a reply here quickly, the Giants? Sits it up in hope. Collingwood with the numbers. Gold sack. Off his fingertips. Oxley. Side bottom. So Varco just off the bench and free. That worked. Turvey. Or caught, played on into trouble.
That's holding the ball.
Should be gone.
He's
Toss
had
it in.
prior. Oh, that should be holding the ball. He's had prior opportunity because he ducked the head.
Umpire just letting Devon Smith know ball's out of play.
Well, he's very quick to let the umpires know when he doesn't agree with the decision too. There you go. That's addressed at Devon Smith.
Umpire Dean Margetts.
So there's your warning. Next time he should
Yep.
be penalised.
Yeah, a bit
He's
nicer.
being abusive.
Sometimes that's easier said than done, James.
Dane Swan. Cut off by Buntine. In the Haynes direction. Whitfield. Down to 1:35. Goes inboard.
no.
Bats ball, Turvey. Green to set it all up.
Could have given it to Griffin.
Targets are plenty. Hoskin Elliott, who's been iffy in front of goal today.
Well, he had the option, Spud.
Yeah.
I actually like that because
Yeah.
Toby Green knew there were loose targets in the forward 50. They've always been able to find a player in space. Now, Hoskin Elliott hasn't had a massive day. He's kicked 3 behinds. He needs to kick this goal.
3 behinds and 1 clean miss for Hoskin Elliott. And there was a little hobble, a limp back as he backtracked on the mark as well. To the Blues. That's across the face, and it's terrible.
Yeah, I think they are kicking away any chance of getting back into
There's
this.
the hobble again.
Collingwood look like they've got the answers, and they're going to have to make the most of it. And that, to me, looked like, well, I was good enough to kick it, but I'm sore now that I've missed it.
It's strange that the hobble was worse after the miss than it was before the kick.
Always is. I think that's a version of loser's limp, Dwayne.
And you hate to see that as a coach or a player or a teammate. Well, if you're Collingwood, you would have loved it. Green, short pass, play on. Treloar told to go. Wrapped up by Frost. No prior according to the umpire. Treloar tried to sell it. He knew it was only 10. Treloar touch this time, so Langdon will be forced to play on. Could have fumbled it across for a behind. He kept it alive. 25 seconds and counting. Whitfield heads toward Hoskin Elliott. And there's the hobble. They're a couple down, of course.
Yep, they need him to have an impact. They need to find a few players that come into the contest for GWS. Jeremy Cameron hasn't been in it at all.
Davis done for the afternoon. Patfull 99% sure he's done for the afternoon. Shaw takes this pluck. 10 seconds left. Oh, he thought about it, side bottom. Bug, short. Siren sounds before Kelly can take the mark. Three-quarter time, MCG in the battle for fourth. And Collingwood, who have never lost to the Giants, lead at the last change by 17 points.
Game at three-quarter time to me that looks very much Collingwood's to lose. They look to be in complete control, but there was a game not long ago where North Melbourne looked dead and buried at three-quarter time against West Coast. They found a great last term. Can GWS produce something here? Well,
GWS kicked 5 goals in a row in the last quarter against Hawthorn to go from 3 goals down to win by 2 goals as well earlier this year. Well, they're 3 goals down now to start this final term.
So Jesse White just on the left of screen there. His direct opponent is Matt Buntine. So I'd be flipping White back and make Buntine the key defender deep.
At the moment, they've got Cloak deep. He's on Haynes, but Griffin goes back as a spare in defence.
Bug feeds it off. Wilson feeds it wide. Stewart.
Just doesn't have the leg speed, James Stewart.
Ward does. To McCarthy, to Scully. Hunted down by Langdon. Oh, poor handball, great tackle. Turnover. Frost.
And they're the mistakes they've made that have really hurt them today, GWS.
Collingwood just need to stop any GWS early momentum. Poor kick. Turnover back again. Shaw. Griffin. They want to run to the open side. So Green inside. Needs to be a good kick. Bounced it to him. Gone. Wrapped up. Did he have prior? Umpire said he did.
He didn't have great awareness, Toby Green, but put that one down to Ryan Griffin. That's a poor kick. He's got the ground ahead of him. He's looking at where he wants to make the play happen. You can't take that much time and then miss the target.
He had a heartbeat of prior opportunity. For Solo goes up. Clock knocked it away from him. Treloar to Shaw to Collingwood's outriders. Adams.
He's got numbers.
Cloak screaming for it in the pocket. For Solo and Elliott want it long. Swan's down there. Can for Solo get up?
Well, I can't for the life of me understand why Taylor Adams wouldn't kick that in the pocket to Travis Cloak when he's got Thomas Bug as an opponent. Here's Joel Patfull. Looks like he's got some issues down there, so he won't be back, unfortunately. But you had Cloak against Bug. You've got to just kick it to Cloak and say, I'll back you.
Cameron needs to go. The push in the back was horrific.
Gee, they're bad mistakes. Again, they had 2-on-1. They had Cameron and Stewart.
They can land some big blows early in this final term, Collingwood, and put GWS away.
I think they can, and I think they will, Dwayne. I think Collingwood have an opportunity here to turn this into a big win.
And we talked about this being a battle for fourth, but percentage could be a massive factor come the end of the year as well. Crisp told. Kicked a ripper earlier in the day. Hits this magnificently. And the Collingwood army rise with him.
Yeah, he's got the 2 goals, 18 disposals. You talk about percentage. Collingwood went into this game 128. GWS only the 113. So they'll build on that percentage the way things are going. Collingwood. So it'll really put them 2 games. Here's the free kick, and that's what's disappointing, because you've got Jeremy Cameron. All Stewart had to do was body's goal sack up, and Cameron takes the easiest of marks.
Biggest margin of the game now, 24 points. There's the centre square. Scores from turnovers.
7-6 to Collingwood, 3-8 for GWS.
Chris
through kicking.
Jamie Elliott. They can smell some blood here.
Yep. And this is the one-on-one that you want. That's
Cloak,
the one.
Haynes, Cloak. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just too strong. Nothing Haynes could do. Cloak aware. It was a beautiful weighted kick out to the advantage of Travis Cloak. He just held one arm on Haynes, and then juggled the ball with the other arm.
Well, you know what Collingwood are going to do now. They're isolating the contest, so someone from GWS has to get back there to create a 2-on-1. It's the only hope.
It's what the fans come for.
The centre clearance as well. Collingwood getting it in there. There's not a stronger man in the competition than Travis Cloak. There's nothing Haynes can do. That's just body weight, height, strength. He's just too strong. It's as simple as that. It was a beautifully weighted kick as well. That is a great mark.
He needs to stay off him and try and run and jump into him, because he can't use the body.
No, you're right, Jace. Haynes needs to stay off him. He can't engage in a one-on-one. That's just playing to Cloak's hands.
Guys, you just see down here, Ben Kennedy's been subbed on. DeGoey is the man that's come off and just getting that right hand checked on. Got some ice thrown on it right now.
Shield fights on, but his kick actually goes backwards. Scully. Shield, and his kick goes backwards again. Bug. Shrugs off Varco. Scully. Bug. Fantastic pressure, Collingwood. And they keep it alive. Varco goes back. Crisp. Quick hands. Langdon. Adams couldn't hit him with the handball. Put him under pressure. Mumford throws that away. Treloar. Bug. Bang! Marley Williams on Ward. Chris picks it up. Swan hands it over. Pendlebury. There's no one in the square. The captain strolls in. All class. Scott Pendlebury.
What a great passage of play. It was really good connection with the forwards too, because they looked up and Pendlebury had 40 metres to run into. So all the forwards for Collingwood sprinted towards goal. You see the pressure Varco puts on to create the spillage. You've got Vassallo at the back and Pendlebury, and Elliott and Cloak just sprint towards goal to open up the run for Pendlebury. That is really good connection, and the skipper kick truly. Well, to put the extra behind the ball now, GWS. I think they might even put 2 behind Griffin.
It's just damage control.
Yeah, it is now. That's all it is. It was a great finish from Pendlebury.
Yeah, interesting decision with 16 minutes left in the game to actually stop it from being a blowout as opposed to trying to win it. Whitfield gets back.
I think the other issue that needs to be addressed, I mean, a lot of people haven't been prepared to concede Collingwood as a genuine team because of who they've beaten. And you said prior to the game, Dwayne, you can only beat who you put against. Well, finally, people have to start recognising that this is a serious football team.
Well, they've got Grundy to come back into this lineup. He was a late withdrawal. They've got some players who have grown before our eyes this year. Grundy's had a great season. DeGoey looks like he's going to be a player for a while. Marley Williams is having arguably his best year.
They haven't had Levi Greenwood.
Yeah, they'll get him back.
Ben Reid.
Jace, I think the best thing about today is it's been their younger brigade. It's, you know, 5 out of their top 6 ball winners today are 50 games and under. There hasn't been Swan, hasn't been Pendlebury, hasn't been Cloak dominant performances. It's been these younger guys. We talked about the 2 young lists today playing each other. Well, right now you've got to say Collingwood's done a fantastic job.
Agree, Moons. Those players you're talking about, Taylor Adams, Marley Williams, Broomhead getting plenty of the ball, also Oxley and Crisp.
Yep. Griffin tries to shrug and go. Mumford looks a little hurt as well. He's on hands and knees, taking a while to get up. Kelly. Devon Smith, and again that hard gang tackle. Kennedy there.
There's a couple of GWS players down behind the ball.
Yeah, so Mummy is up, but I think Cornelio's in the hands of trainers as well.
Is. After the tackle here, I think, from Cornelio, is it? No?
So we'll keep an eye on that. They've already got, if you've just joined us, Davis and Patfull done for the day. Adams, Broomhead, Elliott.
Cloak deep.
Drives it long. Cloak, Haynes, Cloak! There it is again.
Well, Haynes did lay off him on that occasion. Cloak just protected the ball drop. It was a beautifully weighted kick from Elliott. Yeah, that nothing Haynes could do. It was just, he's just too strong. Just protected the drop zone. All he needs to do is kick truly.
For number 3. Undermanned, Collingwood full of run. This could become a cloak fest.
Well, what was a tight struggle for 3 quarters is now going to be a percentage booster for the Pies. They're going to enjoy this, and the opportunities for players like Travis Cloak to finally get some one-on-one opportunities. He must be starved of these, and now all of a sudden he's thinking, well, there's no second and third big blokes peeling off and crashing into me. I get a chance to run and jump at the footy and back myself against my opponent. And he'd love to fill his boots in this last quarter. Starting to move up the ladder.
Yeah.
And he might get a couple more before this match is over.
Lance Franklin was 7 last night. Jeremy Cameron with a quiet afternoon at the office.
Always good to see a small forward amongst the leaders too.
Treloar to half forward. Cameron goes at this, brings it to ground at least. Oxley tied up.
There's Cornelio. He looks in a little bit of trouble there with his right shoulder.
Yeah. And they've still got a game next week before their bye, GWS, so they might have a few of their soldiers missing for North Melbourne at Spotless Stadium next week.
I think Mumford might have to come off too, boys. They'll head down to Cam Mooney.
Gee.
He's limping off. So this could be a glut of goals in the last 10 minutes for Collingwood.
Brown, it just outplayed Cameron all afternoon, giving him a lesson.
He has just 4 possessions for Jeremy Cameron, 1 goal, which he kicked very early in the game.
Williams goes inboard to Dane Swan, takes off to side bottom. They don't want this game to end. Short pass back to Tuvey. Pendlebury with a couple to beat. Oscar Elliott. Callum Ward, Treloar. Drives it long, he needs a roll and a tumble to go his way.
That's a really poor kick. I mean, he was having a shot for goal, trying to bounce through a low punching drop punt, and he just shanked it. That's Stephen Cornelio. He gets a solid bump from Pendlebury after he handballs the ball. And a very fair bump, yep.
It was.
That's the old stinger on top of the shoulder there, boys. We're just seeing Mumford down here at the moment. Hands in head as well. He's about to get some, looks like his left ankle's being looked at.
And he's the last player they can afford to lose for a few weeks.
That's 50.
We'll get 50, you'd think.
Hey! I'm paying 50, mate. You just grabbed him and threw him to ground.
He thinks it was touched off the boot, Tom Scott.
Hey, right.
The crowd are right into it at the moment as well.
Possession number 32 coming up for Taylor Adams, and that eclipses his personal best to date, which was 31 in round 1.
He'll love doing it against his old team. Swan gets it inside 50. Ward, he must be just about cooked. Bud goes back, Shaw. Goldsack and Wilson. Wilson at least is reasonably fresh, coming on as the sub. Goldsack with a couple to beat, and that's a win. Took it to the line, they can reset.
Yeah, the forward pressure's really lifted. I can understand Leon Cameron putting an extra behind the ball, but when they do get the ball, GWS, they look up and there's an outnumbered situation always forward of the ball.
Stewart wrapped up. Treloar caught. 3 bring him down. 3 bring him down.
It's a good time to be going to the bye at 8-3, isn't it, if you're Collingwood? And you just reassess, reset. They've got a pretty healthy list, one or two that they'd love to get back in the lineup, but pretty healthy. They're very well placed.
And what they've been able to do is share the goal kicking. Again, 14 goals on the board, 10 different goal scorers. So, as we know, Cloak's kicked the last couple, but they've shared the load.
Might have a couple more before this one's over. Cloak's got 2 to beat. Shaw takes off. And the good part about having 8 wins from 11 games is you probably only need to win, well, 5, maybe 6 in your last 11 games to make finals. But Collingwood might have bigger fish to fry. They might be stalking top 4. Scully, inboard to Bug. Heads to Cameron. Brown. And again he wins hands down.
That's been an outstanding performance from Nathan Brown. Jeremy Cameron, only the 4 disposals, 1 goal, 1.
No, he's not a real strong body player, Jeremy Cameron. He's got to be getting those on the lead. Got to be hitting up at the footy.
Pendlebury to Swan. The usual suspects. Crisp. Adams, another possession. Elliott.
And they're really going to test him here, Collingwood. And the thing I want to keep an eye out for at GWS, everyone talks about how good the midfield run is for GWS, and they run in waves. But that's when they've got the footy. Let's see if they can run hard, these midfielders, when they're chasing.
Varco had to wait. He had no one forward, so he waits. And then waited for Broomhead to run forward. Almost a look-away kick. Griffin got there, thump it clear.
Did extremely well, Griffin, in the end, not to give a free kick away. It's a great play from Varco.
As I mentioned earlier, they've done okay out of that 3-way trade, Collingwood. Travis Varco's got a huge upside.
It's been pretty good this year for them, hasn't it?
Yeah.
From the flick down. Swan wants it, gets it. Top of the square. Oxley! Yeah!
And we know he's a good intercept mark down the other end. And he's always in the box seat with that kick. Not a lot Whitfield could do because he was caught under the ball. Much improved player. Another youngster, 21 disposals. He uses the ball extremely well.
Just his 13th game, Adam Oxley. Best game of his career last week against Melbourne when he had 30 possessions, 14 marks, maybe a few Brownlow votes. And he's been a crowd pleaser the last couple of weeks.
That's their 11th goal kick of the Pies. So that, as you said, Joe's going to the bye full of confidence. They're just dominating the inside 50s now, the Pies.
And he comes to the bench. They've got an interesting month after the bye, though, Collingwood. They then got Fremantle, Hawthorn, Port Adelaide, and second on the ladder, West Coast Eagles. So that's a pretty big month for Collingwood after the bye. That will be the month of truth for Collingwood, perhaps.
9 inside 50s. Collingwood this quarter for 5 goals, 1. Unfortunately, GWS only put it in 4 times for no score.
This is blowing out big time now.
Yeah, well, Griffin's behind the ball for GWS.
Stewart has to do some ruck work.
You just see Griffin there in front of Cloak, so it's just masking over the scoreboard now, having the extra behind the ball, but I can understand it from Leon.
Kicked the last 6 goals of the game, Collingwood. Treloar kick smothered.
Holding the ball, dived on it. He's dived on it, Adam Shawn's kick.
Good test for the GWS leadership as well. It's easy to lead when you're winning, but some of these young blokes need to stand up. You can't expect Callum Ward to do it all.
Play on.
And here he is, trying to do it all.
Not a bad
Long
effort.
at goal. Does do it all there. To silence.
He got there first.
Well called, Jace. Callum Ward, he's the one standing up in this last quarter with 5 disposals. Terrific finish. Again, 25 disposals. He's had the 6 marks, 11 contested possessions. We know he loves some clearances and finished off with a goal. It was really good hard running and just laid off from 55. That's a terrific finish in the end. It's gone about 60 metres off the boot from Callum Ward.
Unlucky not to be All-Australian last year. Callum Ward having another good year this year. Back in the middle.
Touch, play on.
They fight it out. Stewart. Stolen by Williams. Gives to Adams. He might be headed to 40 possessions. the way he's travelling. Pendlebury rolled out of it. Side bottom, Adams. No.
He's had prior.
Oh, you
he's
count
enough.
it. Yeah, count it. Umpire said it was a handball, otherwise it would have been ball.
Should have been ball.
Seedsman. So do you count that as a handball, or do you say
Well,
the
you
umpire
do.
got it wrong and it wasn't one?
Well, you do now.
He got it. He got it. They're all over them, Collingwood. It's a great opportunity to finish full of running, work really hard, and then get the week off. And it's going to be a matter of GWS licking their wounds, trying to get themselves up for next week. But exciting times if you're a Collingwood supporter. Some good young players coming through. As you said before, but they're spreading the load really well, not relying on the same players all the time.
Under some pressure at the start of this year, Nathan Buckley as well after.
Have a look at their percentage. Collingwood's improved theirs 3 and GWS has gone down 6, so that's nearly a game buffer now. 2 games actually, 2 games clear of GWS.
You're in the top 4 and you're a game off second.
As we said, they've got a big run after the bye. 4 huge weeks for Collingwood. Maybe season-defining weeks for Collingwood after the bye with Fremantle, Hawthorn, Port Adelaide and the West Coast Eagles. But so far, so good.
But when they take those challenges up, Dwayne, they're in the best possible position. Their confidence is up. They've got momentum. They've got fitness on their sides. It's the perfect opportunity to start testing themselves against the really best ones.
As you can see, they play Freo after the bye, Hawthorn, 2 huge games, and Port Adelaide over the Adelaide Oval.
And then the West Coast, who they are the big surprise packet of this year. They're 3rd on the AFL ladder after Sydney's win, but right now they're stalking a final spot as well. From the knockdown, Seedsman. Side bottom. Broomhead, Haynes, when he shrugs that, not a handball, holding the ball.
Yeah, the trouble is GWS won't score. It's coming back with interest because every time they look up forward of the centre, Collingwood have got the extra defender because GWS have got Griffin behind the ball.
Scully sits that on Hoskin Elliott a little.
Really only got the one option up the line. He's got to wait.
Just want to take this last 7 minutes off the clock and go home. GWS. And not one Collingwood fan's gone home. Fantastic crowd. Perfect Melbourne Winter Sunday afternoon game. And they've enjoyed most of it. GWS led early. They led in the second term as well. It's been all Collingwood since then. Kelly floats this up. Here's Brown again. Over his head. Side bottom. Langdon. Varco wants it inside. Crowd thought about roaring for 50 but realised it wasn't. Brown told to go. Goldsack. It's a stat fest at the moment. He's got Swan out wide. And he hits him beautifully. Dane Swan, one of the greatest of all time. In fact, he moved past Fonts Kine on the games list last week. He passes Gavin Krasiska today. And in a couple of weeks' time, Dane Swan, he passes the great Peter Dacos and Lou Richards with his 250th. They've all contributed, and the fans are loving every moment. 101 to 59. There he is on screen. I was going to say colourful character, but he is in more ways than one, Dane Swan. They love him. And he had a little laugh pre-game with Nathan Buckley on the ground, which was nice to see as well. Brown. Marks it.
Mark. He is an interesting case study, Jeremy Cameron, because when he gets beaten, the body language isn't great. He's very much an introvert. He doesn't, try to get himself into the contest or get his teammates into the contest. He tends to get very, just goes within his shell. And they need a lot more out of him, particularly on days like this.
Here.
Can Jesse go at this? Close to the boundary. Chest mark. Is that a good 100th, Jesse? Kicked some important goals early. And you're right, I think, about the Cameron. That's the elephant in the room, the Jeremy Cameron effort on occasions. They've had a great season, GWS, but they can't let it slip now. Little pat on the back for Jesse White.
He's getting a few, isn't he?
Push it out to 48 points.
Oh, wow.
Is he having a day out?
Have all these goals been around the corner? I know that the snap was, but that's a terrific finish. I thought Cloak's kick, you could see Cloak was a little bit frustrated, but it actually ended up in Jesse White's favour. As I said, when you've got two tall forwards without your two key defenders in Davis and Patfull, there's not a lot that the undersized GWS defence can do. Really good finish. Thought it through beautifully.
President looks pretty happy. Maybe heading into work shortly.
Yeah.
Just readying the troops. Get down the rooms.
Pendlebury wrapped up.
4 contested marks for Collingwood in this quarter through Cloak and White.
Here's Cameron having a crack at this. Gets there. There was frost on him then as well. Thumps it to the top of the square. McCarthy get himself another consolation prize.
Yeah, you can see the frustration on Tyson Goldsack's face. He lost him in transit. He had front position. McCarthy went around him, went past him, and took the chest mark uncontested in the end.
It'll be a good return, won't it? 4 goals.
He did most of his damage early, didn't he? And then he's been quiet since. But that's been basically the entire forward line for GWS.
2 of his goals in the second term, 1 here in the last.
Only 39 entries, 4 goals. It's a pretty good return from McCarthy. We've talked about Cameron's being well held. Just, you're right, Goldsack's looking for the body, couldn't find it, and like all good forwards, got around Goldsack because he's got the benefit of watching the ball all the time. Goldsack was trying to do both. When you're standing in front like that, you need to find the body pretty early or you're in a lot of trouble, as Goldsack was on that occasion.
$16 goals to 9. 44,000 mainly Collingwood fans have not left their seats, sticking around to go up for the song in a few minutes from now. Treloar. Ward. He got a kick away. Haynes dumped. Little push to the back, not paid. Now probably umpire just wants to let them keep rolling, let the seconds keep running. Last skerrick of sunshine on this beautiful Melbourne winter's afternoon. Wits caught a little high then. Shield, Scully, Bug, Ward, Green, McCarthy.
Nowhere to go.
Well, a race is on here. It's a 2-on-2. Langdon gets there first, hunted down by Hoskin Elliott. And he got the skates on, wrapped him up, but he got a handball away. Goldsack towards Wits. Elliott. Cloak wants it long. Cloak still wants it. Cloak gets it!
What a kick. What a magnificent kick from Elliott. In time and space.
I'll tell you, Heath Shaw's unlucky. He had to leave Elliott to go and spoil Wits, who was on his own, and he did a great job to create the spoil. But the ball bounced straight into the hands of Jamie Elliott, who then delivers to Cloak.
To get a bag of 4. Move up the Coleman ladder a little further for 30 for the year. Only kicked 39 last year. He's on track for a big 2015.
Yeah, on the back of 7 last week as well. 4 goals, 2 today. White kicking 3.
Have a look at that.
You're right.
He takes off. He does so well to get there to Croughton's ball. Look at the bounce.
Yeah, the missed tackle from James Stewart actually hurt Heath Shaw, didn't it? Because he came off his man.
Shaw covered Stewart, who was supposed to be covering Wits.
Yeah, and the missed tackle there, and that just gives Jamie Elliott 3 or 4 seconds to weigh up his options, and there's no better option when you see Cloak 3 metres in front of his direct opponent with space to lead into.
What you can say about GWS, as good as they've been this year, when they lose big, don't they?
They certainly do. And that's the fight factor. Although they have lost some soldiers today, it must be said, and that's made it hard for them to fight this one out. But Close got 3 goals in this last term alone, and he's not done with just yet. Crisp, side bottom. Kennedy. Hoskin Elliott to Treloar. Outside of the boot to Cameron.
That's a really clever kick.
Clever kick, because Nathan Brown just assumed he was going to go long and come off the, as I said, the right side of his boot. nothing Brown could do on that occasion.
Just looking to see if the ball's a right-hander or a left-hander, as Malcolm Blight used to do. To the hoots. And he gets himself another consolation prize. At least he's got a couple.
Yeah, I think the contested ball, Leon Cameron won't be too happy with that. 153 and 122 to GWS, so that's a smacking, the contested ball. You can talk about Davis and Patfield going down, but at the coalface they've been beaten with the hardness around the contest, so that'd please Nathan Buckley, but won't put a smile on Leon Cameron's face. And as we see a pretty dejected Jeremy Cameron there, only the 6 disposals, 4 marks, 2 goals.
So it'll be 8 wins from 11 to start 2015 for Collingwood. Little wobbler forward from Taylor Adams. That's 36 possessions for him now. Scully goes back to Shaw. Fasolo hunts him down. Wilson came on early as the sub. Bug feeds it back. Wilson coming on at half-time. Buntine heads to Green. Varco tried to flick away. Oh, he played on, then he thought better of it. Wilson. Devon Smith a little stumble. And didn't rough him up. Griffin. Shield. Scully. Good mark.
He's had a good game, Dylan Shield. 34 disposals.
He's got players loose if he wants them, if he's too far out, because he's probably on the edge of his distance.
Realised it and goes to Haynes.
He's around the length of the ground, Haynes. He started this chain of possessions from the back half, so really good running.
He's got a massive upside as well, Nick Haynes.
Yep. We always like seeing defenders have a shot for goal too, because sometimes they kick it very much like defenders, and sometimes you think, hang on, maybe he could play at the other end.
I'll back him in.
Hasn't kicked one this year, but has kicked a couple in his career. He'd love playing here as a Melbourne boy. Dandenong. Nice. Never in doubt.
Never in doubt. I think he's relieved to get away from Clover White to run down the ground, and it's the best way to hurt your forward. A couple of consolation goals late for GWS. Just masking the pain there. Pensive looking eye on Cameron. Wasted opportunities early. Talked about that inaccuracy in the first half, and when you play interstate, you need to make the most of your opportunities, and they didn't do that in the first half.
I'm sure he's also in the back of his mind thinking about how he picks this team up and gets them ready for next week, losing a couple of pretty important soldiers today.
Well, it could be 3 with Mumford. Davis looks like he's done for next week.
Patfield in trouble.
Going to be in doubtful, and of course Mumford, the big fella, wouldn't go off if there was something serious with him.
Scott Pendlebury. Collingwood chant rings around the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Wilson gathers. Green. Haynes just kicked that one all the way back to half back. And Swan stands under this. Hoskin Elliott thought about making him earn it and then realised probably wasn't worth it with 15 seconds left. Kennedy. Now, has Cloak got one last chance to run at one here? Kennedy says, I'll sit it up for you. Here comes Trav. Props and got it. To have the last say of the afternoon and how appropriate it would be.
Wow.
Well, you've got to say he's going to outmark Aiden one time.
Yeah.
Every time they go one-on-one, it's...
And Dane Swan also, boys, 30 disposals. That's his 103rd time 30 disposals in 247 games.
For his 5th. 4 for the quarter. It's coming back.
Oh,
yeah!
It's snuck in.
Yeah, baby. The big finish. And they could be this season's big smoky. 4th on the ladder tonight, Collingwood. After a monster win in the end over GWS. Made a bit of a statement today. Don't forget about us. 119 to 77. And boy, did they put the hammer down in the last quarter.
Yeah, they certainly did. They won the clearances. You have a look at the last quarter alone. 15 inside 50s for 8 goals. Scoring a goal more than 50%.
Cameron Mooney's downstairs with one of the stars of the show.
I am definitely with that, Taylor.